What is up, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm doing my full review on the LG Stylo 2. And I've had this phone for quite some time, and I have just kind of been delaying the review. But today I'm going to give you the specs of the phone, tell you what I think about it, run some tests, play some games, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, y'all, so let's go ahead and get started in with this full review. Now, this phone here, I have been delaying it, like I said, for a while, mainly because I could not find the stylus part of the phone, and I still haven't found it, as you see. So I can't really comment or review on that part of the phone, but I will cover what I can in this review. So let's go ahead and get started and take a look around the phone. In the front here, you will see your LG emblem. On top here is of course, your ear speaker, front-facing camera. The sides of this phone here is clean. Top of the phone, got a microphone, and of course the stylus area here. On the bottom is your standard headset jack, microphone, and micro USB charging port. On the back is your power lock button, your volume rocker here, rear camera, flash, LG branding here, and of course your single rear speaker. Now we'll go ahead and take the back of this thing off. If I can get a hold of it here. Should have had it off already, but and of course right here you will find your 3000 milliamp hour battery, your micro SD card slot, and of course your nano SIM card slot right here below it. The battery of course is removable, which is always nice to see. Now, looking at the phone, compared to the original G Stylo, the first generation, this one here is a bit thinner. It's not quite as thick, and to me the back cover does not feel as good as the first Stylo or the G Stylo. It's the fabric or the material on the back of this here I can get used to. Like I said, whenever I run my fingers across it, it just kind of makes my skin crawl. I don't know why, but I just don't like it. But you know, that can easily be solved with a case. So a few specs on this phone here. This phone does run Android 6.0 Marshmallow. It does have a 5.7-inch display at 720 by 1280 resolution at 258 pixels per inch. Now this phone does have a 13 megapixel camera on the rear with an LED flash, records in full 1080 at 30 frames per second. Also has a 5 megapixel camera in the front that also records in full 1080. This phone also runs the 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 processor. It's quad core with a 64-bit chip, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. And of course, it does have expendable storage up to I think it's 128 gigabyte, so not too bad. It does have 3G. It is 3G, 4G LTE, enhanced LTE compatible, and it does support Bluetooth 4.1. So that's really about all the specs I'm going to give you right now on this device. Now, this device, like I said, is really nice. I mean, it's got a nice 5.7-inch display. The screen does look really good. It's very clear, very vibrant, and you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. This is not the stock launcher. I do have the Zen UI launcher on this device, and I love the way the scrolling is on it. It's just very, very smooth. And I mean, I've had no lag, no problems whatsoever with this device. And I just really like this launcher. Now, pull the drop down here, of course, and you will see your standard stuff. You got your brightness here, your volume control, your little toggles up here, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and of course you can rearrange them however you want to. Let's go ahead and jump into settings here. You'll see your standard settings here for everything here that you want to do. Now, this phone does not have NFC or nothing like that. It does have mobile hotspot, however. Got your sound display, home screen, lock screen, all that stuff. Storage in USB. So far, I have used 12.41 gigabytes. So, I have a few gigabytes left on the phone, and so yeah, and you cannot move apps to the SD card. So, I want to make mention of that here within the first 5 minutes of the video, that you cannot move apps to the SD card on the LG Stylo 2. Scroll down here and we'll verify that it does run Marshmallow, of course 6.0.1. There we go. So yeah, I want to also make mention too, I get a lot of questions, about how do you screenshot on a phone. And on a Stylo 2, you use the volume down, the power button. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that right here. You can actually do it one-handed. Just put your finger on both the bottom volume and the power button here, and at the same time, press. Screenshot every time. But it has to be at the exact same time. So, yeah. I want to go ahead and throw that out there, in case you're wondering. Another question I get a lot is, does it have emojis? Now, I did download the Google keyboard on this device. Now, the original LG keyboard does have emojis, but I personally like the Google keyboard. That's just my personal opinion. So if you have this keyboard here, you just press down here, and here are all of your emojis. So it does have plenty of them, and there's no shortage of them on this device. So with Marshmallow, it does seem to have all the latest emojis that you want to find there. Going into the phone dialer here, really nice phone dialer, really nice, really big. So of course, no issues there. Now, going into some gaming, let's go ahead and go into here and play a game. I did download a couple of games. I got Asphalt Nitro, so I'm going to go ahead and go in here, launch this, and I'll be back when it loads up. Okay, so the game loaded up pretty quickly there. So let's go ahead and play a little bit. Alright. And of course, as you see here, there is no drop frames. There is no issues with playing this game here. Solid drift in there, and it's very smooth with no frame droppage, no slowdowns, no hiccups. It just runs very well. So yeah, pretty cool game, and pretty smooth. Going back home, goes back home no problems. Works just fine, quick, fast, easy, and no issues. One more game I want to try out here, and a little bit more intense game that I have found to work good on some phones and not so good on other phones, and that will be Need for Speed No Limit. So we'll go ahead and go in here, launch this, and this will take a minute to load up. So when it does, I'll be right back. Okay, so sometimes this game here does take a few minutes to load up. Now I did download this game as well on the ZT Orp Elite. It has the same processor, ROM, and RAM, and it just could not handle the game whatsoever. It froze up, it forced closed, crashed. But so far, I've not really seen that much of an issue on the LG Stylo 2. So I'll try to focus in just a little bit better here. So this game here also seems to work very well. It's got music in the background, so in case it does have any kind of copyright issues, I don't want to have my phone or have this video here any issues with copyright. So as you see here, the game does work very well, and I mean there's really no problems with drop frames. Till you get right here at the end of the game, and then you'll see it kind of just hangs, and then it'll finally load on up, and you see there it kind of froze up just a little bit. So this game here does sometimes struggle a little bit whenever you are playing it. Like I said, it does play very well whenever you are playing the actual game, but like I said, on the ZT Elite with the same ROM, RAM, processor, it's basically all the same phone, processor wise and ROM and RAM wise, it would not even play this game. So not really sure why. So certain games it'll play, some games it won't. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back home after I load this off of here. Okay, so we'll go back home, and the phone works just fine. Like I said, no issues whatsoever. This phone works very well. I mean, if you want a phablet, with a nice camera, going in. Actually, let's go into the camera here for a second. When you go into the camera here, the camera is pretty basic. I mean, it is what it is. You got your back button here, camera, video button, tap to autofocus. Over here, put this button here, all goes away. You just tap, take a picture. Okay, got your flash, your front facing camera option here that you see, and you get your mode for panorama and auto mode. Go in here to settings, and you have your 4x3, 16:9, 1x1, full HD or regular HD. HDR auto on or off, self timer, the little flip icon here, got your grid mode, and your save to SD or internal storage. And like I said, it does record in full 1080 front and rear. And if you are subscribed to my channel, then of course you will see a detailed camera test that I did with this phone. So you can go in there and you can go to my channel, go a few videos down, and find the Stylo 2 camera test, and you'll see how good the camera quality on this phone actually is. So there's really not much else to say about this phone. So the question is to me, well, actually there is one more thing I want to do and show you, and that is a Geekbench 4 test. Now I did run one earlier. Hopefully it will still be on here. So go in here and just see the history. That was 27th. And it had a score of 477 single core and 1305 multi-core. Now, not the greatest scores in the world. When you compare them here, very bottom, don't even compare. It's like halfway to the LG Nexus 5, and same way on multi-core all the way down. It's about, it's way on down the score from the LG Nexus 5. So 477 single score, 1305 multi-score. I don't put much stock in benchmark scores, but I run them just to see what they say. So my thought is this phone still worth to buy? I would say yes, definitely. It's a very good phone, handles games very well, has very good reception, very good call quality, very good cameras. The phone handles really well playing games, watching YouTube videos. Have had no issues whatsoever with this phone. It seems to be very nice. The rear speaker output seems to be good, to me, in my personal opinion. And it's just a good overall phone and a good overall experience. This phone came out in April of this year, and so it's still not that old. And There are some other phones out there from other carriers, like the ZTZ Max Pro, that would actually probably stomp this phone, or the Grand X or Grand X Max 2, whatever, from Cricket, which is about the same phone, slightly bigger. They run octa-core processors and all this cool new stuff. So, but that's on different carriers. For Boost Mobile, the Stylo 2 is still a great option and a great buy, and I would highly recommend this phone to anybody wanting a phablet. And prices do vary depending on where you buy it from. I've seen them vary from $100 to $180. Just really depends on where you can find the best deal at. But this has just been my review of the LG Stylo 2. Very fluid phone. Like I made mention, there is no app to SD on this device. You can have expendable storage. However, it only works for music, pictures, videos, stuff like that. But no apps to SD. So I want to go ahead and mention that there. If this was helpful in any way, give me that thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Any questions or comments, leave in the comment section below. I'd be glad to answer them for you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all later.